As a mayor trying to bring a city back, but even as a mayor not trying to bring a city back, but just to attract business. And I'm conscious of the bidding war going on now for the second Amazon headquarters.
Right.
Often you have to do things to attract business. You've got to offer economic incentives. You've got to put lots of baubles and beads on. Right. So are you in a position economically to be in competition for, if not Amazon, for some of the kinds of economic development opportunities that like-sized cities are chasing?
We can be, yeah. Now, we use economic development incentives, especially when things are close and we think it can put us over the top or break a tie. But I also think it's important for local and state leaders to realize you can't succeed by trying to buy jobs. You know, companies are made of people, and the leaders of those companies are going to use their judgment to figure out what kind of community they want to be in. By the time I have the chance to try to pitch some CEO on why they ought to expand in South Bend, they've done the math. They know the cost of land, labor, utilities, taxes, all that.
Is it relatively cheap to be there?
We're very competitive, yeah, on all of those dimensions.
I like how you changed my cheap to competitive. That was well, nice pivot, Mayor.
Look, if you're a low-income family trying to get housing in South Bend, it doesn't feel cheap, even though you know, by the standards of one of the coasts or even Austin, it probably would come off that way.
Yeah, but the reality is if a company is looking to relocate, they understand that it's an affordable, maybe that's a good word, an affordable place to relocate employees and families. No doubt the schools are good, that's an attractive part of this?
We've got some challenges in the schools, but it's one of the most important things that people look. I guess that's my point. They've already done the math about the taxes and all that stuff. By the time they're talking to me, they want to know if this is the kind of place where they and their colleagues would want to move, and the kind of place that has the workforce that can take the jobs they're going to grow into. You know, one thing that is really frustrating is to hear about a lot of open jobs when you know there are people looking for jobs and they haven't matched up. So we've got to establish the quality of place, and that's everything from hard infrastructure. We've redone our streetscape to make it more friendly, to make sure that pedestrians and bicycles can coexist with cars in a complete street strategy. But also what you might call some of the softer things, just making sure there's enough breweries, making sure that people know that whatever their ethnic background or sexual orientation, they're going to be made to feel comfortable in
welcomed in your community.
Absolutely. That all adds up.